Okay. Smooth 98.1. I love music. I love life. This is Business Express with me, Zibby. I've got a special guest joining me this morning. Now, our guest is Patrick Atuanya. He is a publisher, MoneyCentral Media Limited. As always, we love it when you're a part of the conversation. So if you've got a question, you've got a comment, the WhatsApp number is 0809 444 0981. You can also tweet at Smooth981. And don't forget, we're streaming live on YouTube. Just search for Smooth981. You can catch the live stream and post a comment. Good morning, Patrick, and welcome to Business Express.
Yeah, good morning. Happy to be here.
Awesome. Now, we're talking about the removal of the CBN governor. What next? How will markets react to Emefiele's removal from tomorrow?
Thank you. We think the rally that has been going on since the inauguration of President Buhari, President Tinubu, should continue. We think a couple of things. The stocks that are susceptible to FX and quick reforms to continue to go higher. So you have your bank stocks. If you look back, a lot of the banks have been bearing the brunt of some of these policies by Emefiele. High cash reserve ratios, so many circulars coming in left, right, center. So I think just the sense of having a breathing room to move, to operate, to free some of the banks up. Of course, we have the downstream oil and gas stocks that have been doing quite well since the announcement of the removal of subsidy. And we think that should continue. The whole market as a whole should have what we call a relief rally, that the pace of reforms continues to accelerate under this new government.
All right, so these markets are positive. Can this be sustained in the long term?
So the answer to that will be yes and no. Yes, if the current Tinubu administration adds more reforms to what it's doing. If you notice, he's just undoing some of the bad policies of the previous government. He has not really done, so he has not announced his own team, right? So he removed fuel subsidy, which the previous government could not. He has switched up change in the central bank, or he has introduced some change in central bank, but we still have an acting central bank governor. So he is just, doing things that should have been done long ago. So we still need to see his own, reforms, right? It's like, someone made a mess, you are cleaning it up, but you still need to, be your own man and say, okay, this is the direction I want to take the Nigerian economy. So until we see some substantive, so the rally will continue for a while, but until we see some substantive ministerial list and see what direction they want to take the country, the rally might fizzle out if we don't get some good names. If we get only politicians on that ministerial list, the rally might fizzle out. So I think the rally will continue, and then the next stage of the rally will be, okay, what do you have for us now in terms of your own programs and your ministers? So that's how we look at it.
Okay, thanks for that, Patrick. So Emefiele is suspended. Deputy CBN Governor is now in charge. What do we know about the Deputy CBN Governor?
Okay, so at MoneyCentral, we immediately the news hit, we began to dig into his background to just find out what the new acting CBN governor is about. What we found is that he's actually a professional. He's a professional guy. He's worked in NIBBS, Nigerian Interbank, NIBBS, Nigerian Interbank service. He has also been part of some of the major reforms that has happened in Nigeria's banking sector, introducing the BVN. He worked with a group of people to introduce the BVN. Also, and NEFT, they call it NEFT. That is when you want to make transfers from bank to bank. So he also worked with that. That's an automatic payment system. Okay, so introduced the Nigerian Electronic Funds Transfer Platform. Also developed the Nigerian instant payment system, and helped to promote financial inclusion among others. So we also hear that he collaborates well with people, that he's a good team leader. We hear he's very competent, could be stubborn a bit, but dogged, and he's not someone that will, shirk from the responsibility of really looking into what has been going on in the CBN under Emefiele over the past 6-7 years. So I believe that's why the responsibility was placed on him. All in all, from what we hear, a very good pick by the president.
Okay. What is next for the exchange rate, Patrick? What does this unified exchange rate mean? Devaluation? Just tell us, please.
Okay, so right now we run a multiple foreign exchange system where you have your government rate, you have interbank rates, and you have there's some special rates to some special sectors of the economy, like manufacturing and a few others. And of course, you have your black market rate. Now, what this has done is it has encouraged corruption in the system, because anybody that's well connected could get FX at a lower rate and then sell it at the black market rate. It has also led to non-price, the market prices do not determine how much FX is sold for. And it has also helped to discourage participation of foreign investors in our economy, because if you tell them to bring in $1 million and they feel the market rate for that $1 million is about 750 million naira, which is the black market rate, well, you are going to credit them with about 440, which is the government rate, then they're already taking a haircut on their $1 million, right, that they're bringing in. So it helps to discourage the inflow of foreign investors. Also, even something as simple as remittances. It was discouraging remittances, because at least through the official channels, those people did not want to take a haircut on the $100, $200 that they brought into the economy. So what we think will happen is, there's just the way the subsidy was made to go. I think the peg, or the naira dollar peg, will cease to exist, and we will go back to what we probably had under Lamido Sanusi, where you had the market rate, just one market rate. Pretty much it was called the interbank rate then, that determines the price of dollars, right? So everybody will play in that market. If you have dollars to sell, you sell. If you have dollars to buy, you buy. Once in a while, the CBN might want to, if the naira is getting too expensive, they might want to, come in and sell dollars into the market. And if the naira is getting too strong, then they can come in and buy dollars into the market. So the CBN might signal, a level they are comfortable with the naira through their actions. So, if the naira is trading around maybe 600 or whatever, the CBN could say, okay, we want it to trade plus or minus 10% around this number, and then their actions will. So if it's going a little bit too high, they come in and they sell dollars and bring the rate down. And if it's getting too strong, they come in and buy mop up dollars from the system, which is what we used to have before. What this will do is it will trigger an inflow of foreign exchange into the economy. It will liberalize many sectors. It will get rid of the corruption, which is also a big thing. We get rid of corruption, and it will help us to go back to being a major trading hub for FX. And before all this mess happened, even before we got kicked out of the JP Morgan bond index, Nigeria used to have the second largest FX trading volumes in Africa, just under South Africa. So I think we used to do about $2 billion a day or something more than that. Just liquid, there was liquidity in the FX trading. This was around 2012, 2013, 2014. So what will happen, so once that system is created back, everybody can sell FX. If Dangote refinery sells some of their products and makes dollars, they can sell those products into the market. NNPC can sell into that market. Exporters can sell into that market. Foreign investors that are bringing money into the country can sell their FX to that market. So that brings a lot of liquidity. And why they will be able to sell into that market, because it's pretty much the market rate, right? They're not looking at, the black market guys are selling at this, so we're going to get a haircut on what money will bring in. It will be like convergence of all the rates, and people will have the confidence to trade in such a marketplace. So I think that's what's going to happen. So where will the dollar trade? It could trade as high as maybe 640, 650, depending on where the CBN wants to signal that it will intervene heavily to defend the currency. So, but it will largely be a market-driven rate based on demand and supply, and also availability of dollars into the market.
All right, I've got a message coming through from Gilbert. He says, the unfriendly removal of Mr. Emefiele from office reminds me of what happened to former CBN Governor Lamido Sanusi. The question is, why this controversy about the CBN Governor's position?
Okay, if you go back to just a democratic history since 1999, I think it's only two actually, right? Joseph Sanusi, the first one, and then Chukwuma Soludo came after, that actually finished their terms. After following that, Lamido Sanusi did not finish his term, and also Emefiele now. Emefiele finished one term and did not finish the second term. I think it's really political. If you ask me, it's political interference in the CBN. Because the CBN Act is very clear that the CBN is independent, but they also have to work with the ministers, or Minister of Finance, for synergy between monetary and fiscal policy, and also, of course, they work with the president and try to, at least brief the president of whatever they are doing, and of course the National Assembly, the two major arms of government, really. Because they cannot just keep running amok. So I think it's political interference. For me, a lot of what Emefiele was doing was kind of how do they put it? Is it the hand of Esau and the voice of Jacob, or something like that? He was trying to he was trying to do what he thought the president, that's President Buhari at the time, was happy with. So a lot of his actions were not really the actions of an independent central bank governor. He was just trying to please the powers that be, which, I believe was part of his undoing. He should have been independent because he's in the act, and, do the right thing for the country. Things like Naira redesign, those were political things. So once you have that political interference, then you definitely have the pushback when another government comes in, or if the current government is not happy with what you're doing. So I think that is just political interference. If the politicians leave the central bank alone and you have a courageous central bank, I think a lot of this will stop.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Patrick, for being on Business Express with us this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
And that's it for Business Express. That was our special guest, Patrick Atuanya, publisher, MoneyCentral Media Limited. Do stay with us. There's a lot more to come on the Smooth Breakfast. Brought to you by Thank you.